Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in another episode of Talks with Tony. Now, I told y'all when I can, I try to get through 2 or 3 of these a day, and got a little time. Now, for those of y'all who wrote in to askTonyGaskins.com, we still working out the kinks on the site. So remember, when you write in, you should get a confirmation to your email. If it doesn't come to your email, then it will go to your spam folder. When you get that, when you read in there where it was sent to, you'll see my email address. Just click forward, copy that email address, press it, hold it down, press copy, then hit forward and forward that, paste that email address and send it again just in case it didn't come through. Or you could wait the 5 business days, and if you don't receive an answer in the 5 business days, then you know it didn't come through. But it just kind of been blocking everything, as spam. So we're trying to fix that. Hopefully I have it, all the way together soon. But it just so much, spamming be going on. These servers just blocking stuff. Now this letter, it's my bad, but I'm going in order. And some of the younger people had them wrote in, and they already wrote in, and they wrote in again and again and again. So I'm starting to recognize some of their emails now and able to just skip through it. But this one is a long one, so I feel like I have not seen this. So bear with me here. Hi, Tony. First, I'd like to say that I just found you this summer while being in a relationship. Because of you, I gradually got myself out of that relationship and am pretty much starting over at 40 years old. I listened to your videos all day, every day for 6 months as I tried to plan my escape. Your videos made me realize that there is a better life for me and helped me build my self-esteem. During our engagement, I moved out of my apartment to his house and started going to school full time while working a part-time minimum wage job. These sacrifices I made sense to me because this was supposed to be my future husband, and he encouraged me to go back to school to pursue my dream career and said he'd take care of the main household expenses while I still paid for my own personal bills such as cell phone, car, and insurance, book fees, etc. When I found out he was cheating on me with a mutual friend of ours, I confronted him and he tried to kick me out of his house. When I refused to leave because of not financially being able to support myself, still being in school, he then packed his bags and moved into her home. It was so sudden and hurt me horribly. We had been having arguments the past 2 months prior because I felt that there was more to his friendship with her, and he told me that I was being insecure. She calls after 11 p.m. and he cancels plans with me to hang out with her, which he told me at the time that she was having family issues and needed his help. I never was the kind of girl to go through a man's phone or follow him around, but my intuition was so strong and I knew that something was off. I found all the proof I needed on his phone and saw his car at her house. I also found out that all the times I went out of town to visit my family and he said he had to work, he was with her. I feel a bit responsible because when we were engaged, his mom and sisters all of a sudden started asking him to help him with bills, and all of a sudden different scenarios and life events started to happen to them that needed his financial attention. Because he has no children and can't say no to them, he started working a second job at night to help pay for these expenses, and we decided to have a very small wedding in our backyard instead of at a venue. I was also contributing money to our wedding account. The woman he cheated on me with is 10 years older than me. He is 5 years older than me, has a master's degree and very financially accomplished in her profession, and lives in an affluent, coveted neighborhood. When I confronted him, he yelled at me that him working 2 jobs is no way anyone should live. But I reminded him that this was his idea and that we both agreed that this was temporary until I finished school. This is why I feel guilty. Even though he was the one that encouraged me to go back to school so I could have a better job and make better money, during the time he moved out, I was alone in the house and told no one what was going on. I tried my best to transfer my feelings of hate, hurt, and jealousy into finishing my current school semester without failing and saving money to support myself when I move out. During this time, he bought a new car, new clothes, new cologne, and would come by the house we lived in to flaunt them in front of me, as well as leave her business cards and newsletters of his new girlfriend all over the house, where all her credentials and accomplishments were printed. I did my best to leave the house as much as possible so I can focus on studying and looking for a roommate. Most of my relationships tend to last about 3 years. Some of these men will tell me they love me within the first few months to try to sleep with me, but I never budge. I don't really fall in love with them until after the first year and wait until then to tell them. This was also true of my ex-fiance. We never had before we moved in together. He courted me for a year and got my parents' permission before asking me to marry him. He is very well known in the community and has a great reputation, which is why I never told anyone of the because I knew no one would believe me or would find a way to make it my fault. His personality at home and out in public was like night and day. This behavior didn't start until 6 months after our engagement, which was also after my first semester of school and starting his second job. The reason why I never went to school is because I grew up poor and was the third parent in the house, taking care of my siblings while my parents worked. My father was in and out of our lives and helped financially when he could, but he was also toward my mother, who tried herself to leave him several times while we were children. Because of this, my priority has always been to be independent and not to depend on a man for money, which is why I have always worked 2 jobs to support myself. Not having an education prevented me from making a higher salary, but I felt that I had no choice because I needed to support myself first and help my siblings when I could. Although my parents have reconciled their relationship, the memories are still there, and I do not fully trust my father, even though he has changed. I am sorry this email is long. I am 40 years old and have been trying to get married since I was 26. I've done all the things you said in your videos, such as be abstinent, reading my Bible, going to church. I even cooked and cleaned for my ex-boyfriends and ex-fiance I've had. I never cheated and have always been a good girl. I am at a point where I do not believe in these things anymore. Currently, men have been asking me out, but when I go on dates with them, I see red flags everywhere and do not call them back. Even this one really nice guy I like is showing signs that he is dating other women. I do not know how to not feel insecure and hurt because of the memories from my last relationship. I don't even think I want to get married anymore. I gave up on being celibate and have been having with this nice man because I wanted to feel wanted and touched. After the first time we had, I ghosted him for a month. He welcomed me back with no questions. The second time we had, I disappeared again for 3 weeks. Although I can feel his frustration, he still welcomes me back and helps me with whatever I need with no hesitation or questions. I do not want to hurt him and maybe feel that I am not ready to date yet. I do not want to ghost him again. I make up every excuse to not go out with him while secretly thinking about him all the time. I sometimes feel that I am falling in love with him, and that scares me. Sometimes I cry out of fear of putting my heart out there again. And also the fear of possibly being alone for the rest of my life. I am 40 and he is 30. He doesn't care, but I do. I feel like at my age, I should be married with children and have no baggage. I did all the right things in my past relationships thinking I would be married by now. He is ready for marriage. But I also know most of his friends are currently getting married, and this is what is influencing him. I am also concerned of our age difference and what others would say. I am open to adopt, but what if he isn't? What if I am too old to bear children? I feel old, worn out, stressed, frustrated, and scared. I feel like I failed in life. I do not know what to do. Please help. Lord, I need a halftime break. I need a water break. My goodness. Ooh. That's why I had to create AskTonyGasson.com. You see, I'm on here answering this. This right here would have been a $250 question. She got me about to email the developer, hey, add a $250 question, because just in case somebody want to go to the site and write one of these, this is a book. Now, see, I can't really speak to the situation because it's just way too much. It's way too many details. But I'm going to speak to the situation. But I can't do this line by line like I normally do because this is just so long. Now, the thing that jumped off the page to me, is I even cooked and cleaned for my ex-boyfriend and ex-fiance or whoever. Yep, I even cooked and cleaned for my ex-boyfriends and ex-fiance I've had. Now see, listen, to cook and clean, those are wife benefits. So you keep those off the table the same way you keep being on your back off the table. Keep both of those off the table. Now, some would say, oh, well, she did everything right. It's not working, but it's still so much more that goes into it. For one, we don't know what you look like. So, if you ain't take care of your hair, your nails, your eyebrows, your body, that's going to play into stuff too. So we don't know what's going on there. Brushing your teeth, all kind of stuff now that go in, that it ain't just about keeping your legs closed. It ain't just about that. It ain't just about, all that right there, the stuff you mentioned. It got to be the whole package. And then the thing is you sending mixed signals, so you can't really get the best results. You got to pick a side. You can't say, I'm not going to sleep with a man, but I'm going to move in with him. That's torture to the man. Because now he looking at you, he right with you, he's smelling you, he's seeing you before the shower, after the shower, you in your night clothes and all this, and then he ain't getting no action. So that right there, if he's not on that same thing you on, if he didn't commit to be absent until marriage, and for one, if he did, he wouldn't ask you to move in. So the thing is like what's happening here is you kind of like cubic zirconia in a Tiffany's box. So the men, they seeing like, oh, this wife material. But then them other couple little things that you doing, cooking and cleaning, moving in, stuff like that. And now you say you stay off your back. You ain't say if your mouth was closed, and you ain't say if his mouth was closed. You ain't singing on no microphone, and he ain't on no peach cobbler. Because if you doing that, then you shacking up. You all the way shacking up. But what you have to realize is that, and the other thing is you letting these relationships last about 3 years. If you've been trying to get married since 26, you never should have a relationship longer than 12 months until a man propose. When a man propose, it need to be at 12 months, between 12 and 18 months. If he don't propose then, hey, something ain't going right, y'all ain't a fit, it's time to move on about your life. And you come in, you 40, this guy 45, and so for him to be 45 and not be married, that says something in itself. 45, not married, and not sure if you moved out your apartment into his house. He was cheating on you with a mutual friend now. Now, you didn't say anything about him having no kids, so that right there says something. And now you said when y'all was engaged, because you said y'all had a wedding in your backyard. Because he has no children and can't say no to them, he started working a second job at night to help pay for these expenses, and we decided to have a very small wedding in our backyard instead of a venue. So maybe y'all y'all ain't get married. You said I was also contributing money to our wedding account. The woman he cheated with 10 years older. So I'm gonna tell you right here, he ain't get no second job to take care of his mama and sister. He got a second job so he could have some more time with that woman he was cheating with. So he have some more free time to be on the phone with her, texting or on the phone on his lunch break or on the phone wherever he working at, and they could just talk the whole time. So he was over there building with her, and that's why he was so comfortable trying to kick you out or so comfortable moving with her. He already found his replacement. So the thing is you can't look at this situation too deep, because what happened is this what I try to help women understand. Until you walk down that aisle and then that man start being faithful to you, you could be replaced. Until you walk down the aisle, a man has done nothing for you. And when I say walk down the aisle, that means get married. You could be in a courthouse where you don't walk down no aisle. You just stand on the arch. That's when me and my wife got married at a courthouse. You ain't walk down no aisle. But until a man marries you, he has done nothing for you. You are single until you marry. And that is the way men see it. A woman may say, well, I'm not single if I'm in a committed relationship. I'm not single if I'm engaged. No, your man's single. You in a relationship with a single man. And that is why so many men don't want to get married. Because he know when he get married, that's a covenant to you and to God that he's going to love you until death does you part. And so even men who are not religious don't want to be married if they don't want to be all the way with you. If they don't feel they're going to spend a lifetime with you, they don't want to get married, because they don't want to have to go through jumping the hurdles of a divorce, paying the money, going to court, being in the public, it's published in the newspaper, it's on a site, it's all this right here. They don't want to go through all of that. So if he not married to you, he can do what your man do, just up and leave. Just up and leave, went to that other woman. Now see, look, he 45, she 50. She got all this here, she got this money, she live in this coveted neighborhood. He working 2 jobs. So if he working 2 jobs, that technically mean he broke, busted, and disgusted. And what I mean by that is 45 years old, he working 2 jobs. That one job don't pay enough for him to take care of his bills and help his family a little bit. If he actually helping his family, he could have been working that second job to have some money to fool this woman, to make it look like he bringing something to the table so he could afford to pay for dinner dates. I ain't never seen no man go get no second job to help his mama and his sister, and he 45 years old. It's like they got to get it how they live. Unless they grew up living on a hut, sleeping on the floor, and he made it off that dirt floor to the apartment, ain't no man going to get no second job to help his siblings and his mama. No, cause mama, she get SSI. She whatever that is when you get 62. She can get something else. She get food stamps. She get something. Sisters, they getting pregnant. Hey, go get pregnant. Get you some wick. Get you some wick so you can have some cheese and some peanut butter and that oatmeal and all of that right there. I ain't seen no man with no fiance going to get a second job to help sisters and the mama. No, all of them go to work. You ain't say nothing about no special needs. All of them, McDonald's hiring sister and mama. That's what a man gonna tell before he go get a second job. Listen, you better go down to Walmart and get your job. You better go to the call center. They pay $10 an hour. And if you closing them collections that you doing, that's gonna bump you to $12, $15 an hour. Shoot, you better go on ahead. That's what a man gonna tell his mom and his sister before he go get a second job now. And it ain't just, he just such an amazing man, because look how he doing you. Cheating on you, cheating on the other woman he with. Juggling both of y'all, playing both of y'all. So he's a dog, he's a liar, he's a womanizer, he no good. And he's single at 45. That could be a good thing if he a good man. If he 45 and still playing these kind of games, he absolutely trash. If he 45, never been married, no kids, and he playing these kind of game, he double trash. So this is the thing what you have to look at. And so now you start to see this. Now you said the relationship now I don't know if you mean physical, verbal, emotional, but this I believe you said this happened after 6 months into the relationship or something like that. And this behavior didn't start until 6 months after our engagement, which was also after my first semester of school and after starting his second job. So as soon as that right there happened, boop, got to go. Got to go. The other sign that popped up, it was so sudden and hurt me horribly. We had been having arguments the past 2 months prior because I felt there was more to his friendship with her, and he told me that I was being insecure. That's a lesson for everybody. Listen to this. Whenever your antenna's going up and your intuition, and you don't snort powder, if you do not snort powder and your intuition telling you something is up, and then the person try to do the Jedi mind trick and flip it on you, calling you insecure. Hey, what the mama say on the movie Ray? Scratch a lie, find a thief. Hey, you better scratch a lie, find a thief. And so this right here, you got to feel that. Now listen to me. You 40 years old. All right, everybody 40 and up. Everybody 40 and up that's watching this video. What you need to do tonight or today, whenever you see this, you need to sit down and you need to write out your list. Write it all over again. I don't care if you wrote it yesterday. Write out your list of what you are looking for in a partner. This for men and women. What you are looking for in a partner. You need to identify that, what you're looking for, so that when you see it, you'll know it's it. And when you don't have it, you'll know you don't have it. You need to write out what your deal breakers are. What your deal breakers are. Then you need to write out what your standards are. Are you getting on your bike? Are you singing on the microphone? Eating peach cobbler? Are you moving in together? Are you loaning money? Are you putting money up together into the wedding account like she was doing? That money could have got gone any time. And then, so you have to sit down and write this stuff out. And you read it until you have it upon the tables of your heart. Just like the Bible tells us to read the Bible. After you finish reading your Bible, you need to be reading your list so it's written upon the tables of your heart, so that when you see it, you recognize it. When you realize that it's not what you want, then you can run. And you'll notice this within the first 3 months, you'll notice this. And here's the thing, well, you got to catch yourself now. This way you got to catch yourself. So in this right here, when you sit down and you write your list, you wouldn't even be dealing with a 30-year-old. You would not be dealing with somebody 10 years younger than you if you write your list and you have what you're looking for, what your deal breakers are, and what your standards are. You wouldn't be even dealing with this situation. The other thing that you have to realize, all this right here, you need to have your notebook. Now, when I be doing these videos, you need to have your notebook, be writing stuff down, okay? I ain't just on here just talking for my health, talking for your health. So listen to me now. You cannot get weary in well-doing. Now, I don't know if you believe in God. Don't sound like it. Because I don't know if you will stand off your bike for religious reasons, or you just stand off your bike trying to finagle a man into marriage. And so, because I ain't see enough in here about God. I ain't see nothing about God, really, to my knowledge. And so now you no longer believe in staying off your bike. That's the worst thing you could do, sis. That's the worst thing you could do. Because now, and you say you feel insecure and hurt, it have nothing to do with insecurities. All it have to do is with you not paying attention to the red flags. If you recognize the red flags and you leave, you ain't got to be insecure and hurt because you the boss. You calling the shots. You saying, listen, you ain't living up to par. You ain't doing right. I'm gone. You leaving yourself in control. So instead of being proactive, you being reactive. You letting the man do what he want to do, and then you just putting up with it, you dealing with it, and then you internalizing that, and you allowing him to make you feel less than. And now here you got a piece of trash on a stick that you dating, and you got him making you feel like trash, and he got you seeking his approval when he ought to be trying to win your approval because you live in a more pure and better, wholesome lifestyle than he is. If you got a dog who lying and cheating, and he got you seeking his approval. And not only does he have you seeking his approval, he in there So now what exactly do you have? Nothing. And so what you have to realize is when you come out of that, and then he left you after you call him out. So a man do that when he feels like you've been selling wolf tickets. Remember the boy who cried wolf? He does not believe your witness. And it might be because your witness is not rooted in God. It's not rooted in a real belief system. It's more so you're not sleeping around because you're not sleeping with a man because you trying to play a marriage game. You trying to get somebody to marry you. You wanting marriage cannot determine your standards. Your standards have to be determined by your internal compass. It has to have an anchor of belief that you believe for you, not because you heard it on one of my videos or you read it in a book or because other women sleeping around so you just want to look different by not sleeping around. You have to have a deep-rooted belief that says I'm not going to give my body to a man because my body is my temple. And if he's not my husband, then we are not one. And he cannot enter my temple with his defiled body, his defiled spirit, with his bacteria that my body is not ready to intake because he is not one with me. So I am going to be abstinent for my sanity, for my safety, for my sacredness, for my security, not for his hand in marriage. And so you have to change the reasons why you're doing stuff, because when you're not doing it for the right reason, it does not work out for you. Just like these situations, your motives are wrong. Your actions look good, but the motives are wrong. And then because the motives are wrong, all of the actions don't line up. So you're saying, I'm not going to sleep with you, but I'm going to move in with you. That don't add up. I'm not going to sleep with you, but I'm going to move in with you, and I'm going to cook for you, and I'm going to clean for you, and I'm going to quit my job and let you take care of me. You should never quit your job and let a man take care of you and let a man come in and take over, because now when you have a man that's not your husband, remember what I always say, what a man buys, he owns. So if a man is funding your lifestyle, now come on now, you have to look at what is currency to a man. So if a man funding your lifestyle and you taking money from him, but you not putting out the one thing that he want, he is going to resent you. That's why when you're not on your back, you should also not be accepting any wife benefits. Don't let a man give you no money. Don't take no money from no man. If you truly independent, be independent. If you truly independent, you don't just up and wake up one day and say, oh, I used to be dependent, but now I'm going to be dependent. I just feel like being dependent. You never was independent. Because if you truly independent, you're not finna let a man that's not your husband take your independence and make you a dependent, and then take and flip it on you, make you feel in service to him, in submission to him, and then spit in your face by cheating on you with one of your friends, a mutual friend as you call it. And then when he get called out for cheating, he blame it on you, and then he have the audacity, instead of apologizing and repenting and falling on his face before God and you, he take and try to kick you out. And then when you refuse to leave, Miss Independent, now you refuse to leave because you are a dependent now. So then he up and leave you. So now you still a dependent because now you got to pay bills because he done left. And now he done up and left you high and dry because he resent you. He resent you, and because he was still single. And because he was showing you signs of that there that you say he was showing you signs of that from the first 6 months. But you overlooked the red flags, you ignored them because of your desire for marriage. So then when they got so big and so loud to where you could not ignore them, it, like they said, if it was a snake, it would have bit you in the face. That's exactly what it did. It was a snake right in front of your face, and then boom, it bit you. So now what you have to do is, you can't worry about the loss. You can't look at it like a loss. You got to write down all the lessons. You got to write down all the lessons. So now you have to look at it and say, you know what? Never ignore red flags in the first 6 months. Never ignore red flags in the first 12 months. Never ignore red flags in the first 18 months. Never move in with a man that's not your husband. Never cook and clean for a man that's not your husband. Never allow a man to be friends, literal friends. He could be colleagues. He could be associates with a woman. Never allow a man to be friends. See, when I say friends, that's a powerful word. Friends mean confidant. Friends mean what he doing. She calling after 11 p.m. So something going on. Either she don't respect you at all, or she don't know you there. Either he told her y'all done broke up, or she is spitting in your face telling you, I'm fixing to take your man. Let me show you who man this is so you can get out the way, sister girl. And so now listen, let me tell you what you got here. Let me tell you what you had. You got your HO. He is a WHO. That's what you got. A who are WHO. Do you hear me? Who? That's what you got. You know why? Because he let a woman buy him. If he working 2 jobs, if you ain't see 2 pay stubs, if you ain't see 2 direct deposits or 2 different checks coming in from 2 different companies, he wasn't working 2 jobs. Okay? So if you ain't got proof he working 2 jobs, he wasn't working 2 jobs. What he was calling a job, he was working on her. He was down her fixing her plumbing. If you know what kind of plumbing I'm talking about. He was laying pipe on her plumbing at her house in the coveted neighborhood. So now listen to me. Now if you seen 2 deposits, 2 direct deposits, 2 different companies, you seen pay stub, okay, he was working 2 jobs. He was working 2 jobs though to get time away from you so he could talk to her at work. And really he didn't have to do that too. So he was probably helping his mom and sister them a little bit. All of it played in together. But listen, it's a thing. He got bought. Because how is a man living with a whole woman who is 5 years younger than him? PYT, pretty young thing. 5 years younger than him. Not sleeping around. So you down there, that thing down there clench. You hear me? All just kegled up. You down there and you feeling is good. And you just ready. You just ready to just spring that thing on your husband. He leave a woman who 5 years younger than him, who's saving herself for a woman that's 50. So she 50. She calling him at 11 o'clock. She loose booty. Okay, she frisky in her age. 50 and ready. What they say, 50 and fine or 50 and some. She ready. And she got that money. Honey, you hear me? She got her a good job, successful. And this what let me know he's a WHO, because he coming back to the house with his new clothes and car and cologne and leaving her business cards. That's petty. That let me know that he's operating out of ego. He feels stupid because he don't want that woman. He don't want her, but he got to have her because you called him out and you caught him, and his ego too big to apologize and to try to make it right and try to win you back. So he tell you, kiss my behind. If you ain't gonna accept it, then I'm finna leave you and go over here for her, because I could run in and out your apartment and leave her business cards everywhere because you still leaving the doors unlocked, or I still got the key and you ain't changed the locks because you still want me back. But she 50, and so she ready to find her somebody to settle down with, the ride into the sunset with on her next half of life. So if you're gonna live 100 years, which a lot of people don't live 100 years, she in her second half of life right now. So if she got 90 years in her, then she closer to the grave than she is to the birth canal. So she ready to go and settle down. And she done got her Stedman with his groove back. He 5 years younger. She feeling good. She feeling like an old whippersnapper because he bringing that old 45-year-old thing in there and getting on in there when wearing that 50-year-old bike out. And she feeling young. She 50. She feeling 35 right now, getting that bike tore out the frame. And so now she know at her age, she got her a younger man. She like, I got to buy this younger man because. So she buying them now. She buying them, and that's how that's why she flaunting. Cause I had a guy who was around his age told me about a woman. He say the woman she was probably in about 55. He say the woman, nice house, Mercedes Benz. Say the woman, hey, come on over here. You want to drive that car? Cause I don't never even drive that car. That Mercedes right there, you could drive that Mercedes. And so listen, some people get to a place in their life to where if she 50 and confident, she not finna be fooled up with no man who living with another woman. And you said this is a mutual friend, so she know about you. She got your number. Y'all could talk. You know who she is. So she not 50 and fine. Okay, she 50 and frustrated. So she ready to get her man, and she want him in the house. Cause she need that plumbing laid in the literal and the figurative. You hear me? She need hypothetical, metaphorical and literal. She needs somebody that's could reach that upper cabinet when she need to get up there in the pantry in her nice big house with 30-foot vault ceilings. And she got that nice car. She in a coveted neighborhood. She living good. And so what happened is now, if he truly was in love with her, he wouldn't have nothing to say to you, nothing to do with you. He wouldn't be trying to make you jealous. Why he coming back leaving her business cards? What she do, real estate? That's how she got in that coveted neighborhood. Come leaving her business cards around the house. And you looking at it and you letting it make you feel bad because you like, oh, she's so accomplished and she 10 years older than me and she done stole my man from me and he younger than her. You know what? It's cause he trash. And this the thing, sister. See, you just bumped into these videos last summer. So you ain't been in love school long enough. Now, go on right now, TonyGassonAcademy.com and get the love and relationship bundle. And I got a course that I don't think it's in the bundle. It's called Moving On. And it's discounted right now. It's on pre-order. It ain't released yet. It's going to release April 30th. But go on get it while it's at the price now, because the price finna go up. And so now, go on get this here. moving on, so you could sit there and just every day you just watch it, you just listen, you meditate and everything while it's playing, so you get the confidence. See, the issue is you going from man to man, but you're not learning in between. And then now here's the thing, what I said, don't get weary in well doing. Now, because you done had failure after failure after failure in relationship, now you done got weary. Now you self-sabotaging. But see, that's very dangerous, because you know what you'll mess around and do? You'll mess around and get pregnant from this man that's 10 years younger than you. He not even ready to be a man. He don't even know what to do with you. You done been here a decade longer than him. He don't understand you. Y'all ain't listen to the same music growing up. You know, you was 20. He was 10 years old. That's who you dating. You was 20. You was out of high school for 2 years and he was 10 years old. You hear what I'm saying? Y'all was into two different things. You got two different paths of life. You live two different ways, two different sets of technology, two different sets of lessons from life. You from the different decade. You see what I'm saying? You from 80, he from 90. It's a difference between the 80s and the 90s. And so you have to look and realize this now. And so, but see, this the thing. And then you coming in and you like Gone Girl. What's the movie? The Gone Girl, or The Girl on the Train, or something like that. Gone Girl. You up there putting that whippersnap on the man and then disappearing. You putting this man finna have PTSD, post-traumatic disorder, from you because you playing with him. And then guess what? You keep going back. And so now, here's the thing. Now, what you said about him? Now, here you go. Now you were acting out. The first time you ghosted the man for a month, he welcomed you back because he ain't got his feel of you yet. He ain't touch it, but that one time, he got 10 more in the tank he need to get off. So now the second time you sleep with him again, you disappeared for 3 weeks. You like the Gone Girl. Although I can feel his frustration, he still welcomes me back. You know why he welcomes you back? He fits to destroy you. So you finna go from pain to pain again. And you doing it to yourself because you're not learning in between. See, you have to learn, like the quote say, you have to learn how to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. You got to get the right messages. You got to sit down and you got to learn who you are. What is a real woman? What is a real wife? What is a real man? What is a real husband? What is real love? What is a real relationship? How should I date? How should I be treated by a man? How should I be courted by a man? All these answers is in these videos. You can't move forward till you get all the answers. When you get new knowledge, now you have new standards, and you have a renewed mind, and you have new confidence. So now that you confident, now you heal. Now you go out, and now because everything match everything, you attract something real. See, you attracting decoys and representatives because you are a decoy and a representative. We attract what we are, not what we want. And the reason how I know you're a representative and a decoy, because your mouth saying one thing and your body doing another. So your mouth saying, I'm saving myself and I'm independent, but then your life saying, I'm finna move in, quit my job and live off this here man and let him sponsor me through school. No, sister. No. You not married. Work. Let your mama sponsor you through school. Let your daddy sponsor you through school. If your parents gone, then work a job and go to the night school or go to the weekend school or do the online class. Grand Canyon University. Send me a check. ICD, Romeo and Master P School. DeVry. Anybody's school will do. Anybody's school will do. I know it's South University. Okay? Argosy. All of this here. Yes, they're going to charge you $7 million for a bachelor's. But you're going to be dead and gone before it's paid anyway. So you'll be the major little money. And just keep deferring student loans. You'll be all right. Biden probably finna cancel them for y'all. So don't worry about it. But you can't say, oh, I'm used to being independent. Because see, guess what? A man read through all that. He say, man, you think you finna play me for marriage? How you talking about you celibate, but then you finna move in here? They don't even go together. How you talking about, I'm used to being independent, but then you finna sit down? I done told you to sit down and you ain't hesitate. Oh, you want me to sit down? Oh, me? Who, me? You want me to sit down and go to school? Really? Well, okay, all right. Let me quit the job. You done sit down and let a resignation before the man finished talking. You done sent a resignation. So the man really why he started resenting you, because he like, my goodness, I was just talking. I was just trying to get my little credit. And your butt gonna sit down. He was like, man, I thought you was classy. I thought you was finna be like, no, absolutely not. I'm gonna keep working. I got this. I'm finna work. No, I'm gonna keep my apartment. No, I'm gonna keep my job. No, be all the way independent until you interdependent. This the lesson that you got to get. This the lesson. So on the next one, keep your legs closed. Your legs have been closed. Listen, so you done come too far. Okay, you're wading in the water. You're 40 years old. You done climbed up the rough side of the mountain. You finna climb up the rough side of the mountain that come this far, and now finna have your legs open to catch you something. Now you finna catch you something in that snapper. So now you finna catch you something fishy at 40 years old. Now you about to get pregnant by a 30-year-old. Now you sent this to me November 4th. That's my barber birthday. Happy birthday, boy. November 4th, you sent this to me. So ain't no telling where you at right now with this 30-year-old breaking your bike. And you keep ghosting after he put that thing on you. So now you like the gone girl. Now you acting out of your trauma. Now your trauma got you acting out. Come on now. You got to sit down and heal. And then listen. Now you go do all of this right here now. Now you go do all of this. You say, I listen to your videos all day, every day for 6 months as I tried to plan my escape. So after listening to the video all day, every day, and this is why I told a man the other day, I said, bro, I'm going to tell you one thing that I done learned. These women just on here looking at me, because these women ain't listened to a single word coming out my mouth. Because every letter I get, if you let a man come into one of these women's lives and he got a thing swinging between his legs and he dangling a $20 bill, she finna forget it or ain't a word that I done said finna resonate. Men over here mad with me for no reason. Cause I ain't making no difference. Listen what the woman just did. Let me tell you what the woman just did. This for you, Tony Gaskin. That's what she just did. I'm over here. Oh my goodness. She just spit in my face. This lady say, I listen to you every day for 6 months as I tried to plan my escape. And not as soon as the relationship ends, what do she say she go and do? She say, I'm at a point where I do not believe in these things anymore. Now, in this here email, I don't see God nowhere. And I'm going to tell you. Because y'all don't want to be religious. This right here what it look like. when you don't have the peace of God because your mama and your daddy one religion, this right here what life look like. See, you could go through all of this stuff right here, but when you know God, you got peace. God will give you peace. In the midst of your storm, you'll find peace. In the midst of your tears, you'll have peace. Now, because I ain't read nothing about I prayed, I fasted. I ain't read nothing about that now. Sister, you need to get in that word of God. You need to get in that Holy Bible. You need to be in the book of Proverbs. You need to be in the book of Psalms. You need to be in the book of Ephesians. You need to be in the book of Galatians, Hebrew. You hear me? You need to be in that word. Because guess how you see what you feeling? This is what life feel like when you ain't got God. I feel old, worn out, stressed, frustrated, and scared. See, the Bible says in 1 Timothy that God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. See here? Come on now. The Bible saying, Proverbs 7:1, with the knowledge of the Lord comes a strong confidence. Come on now. I'm trying to tell you what changed my life. I'm trying to tell you what helped me become a better person. I'm trying to tell you what give me peace in the midst of the storm. I'm going through a storm right now, and you ain't even know it until I just told you. I'm going through a storm right now, because guess what? When you're doing big business, you got big bills. So guess what? We could go through financial, family, friends, everything. I'm going through a storm right now, but God giving me peace. He giving me peace. He giving me wisdom. He giving me clarity. He said, hey, keep working, keep serving, keep doing what you call to do. Don't worry about what's going on outside of you. Don't worry about what's going on all around you. Keep doing what you call to do. You see what I'm saying? Now, see, you broke, busted, and disgusted right now. You say, I don't know what to do. Please help. Hey, get that Holy Bible. Read the book of Proverbs, okay? You read that 31 chapters. You're going to see Proverbs 31 woman in there now. On Proverbs 31, you're going to read by the woman, okay? And then you go on to the New Testament and get that on in you. And you start reading the life. You got Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You could go to the book of John. Read right there, John. Read all the way up to the book of Revelation. Then come on back. Then you can read Matthew, Mark, Luke. That's going to be the same thing as John, just from different. One person standing over here, somebody standing over there, somebody standing over there, somebody standing over there. Same story, just different angles, different perspectives. And so that's why I say you can just go to John and just get your old reading, get the Bible out. And they got reading plans. They got a plan. They got a plan for fear. They got a plan for confidence. And just get the new knowledge in you. Get that in you. It ain't gonna hurt you. It ain't gonna hurt you. I know you be burning incense. I could tell. It look like by your first name, look like you can type burn incense and got crystals. Come on now, sister. Come on. You see what that stuff done got you? See what that stuff done got you? Come on now. I'm trying to tell you, you better try something real. You need a real solid sound word in your life. And it's going to be in the Holy Bible. And you're going to read other people's story. When you go into the Old Testament, read the book of Job. Read the story of Joseph. Is it in Genesis? And when you start to go ahead and you read the other people's story, you're going to see peace and poise under pressure. You're going to see a promise that is delivered. You're going to see a never wavering, everlasting love from your Creator. And that's going to give you a peace that passeth all understanding. A lot of people don't understand it, and a lot of people playing with God. It's a lot of relationship coaches playing with God. And then guess what? They get exposed in the middle of playing with God, because you can't play with God. You can't be playing with God and then you doing all kind of tomfoolery. So listen, sister, you need to get to know you. Stop worrying about a man. Listen, go back, close your legs, and I pray that you have not contracted something that you cannot get rid of, and that you ain't pregnant right now from this 30-year-old. I pray that you've been graced so that you can do what you need to do. Now go ahead. Now what I'm finna do. I'm gonna let you know gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna start out there with hitting some extra letters. I ain't have nothing else to say. I just let y'all hear that right now. Yeah, I ain't gonna stop. Yeah, cause you look at me, you think I'm dumb. Oh, he country. Oh, he dumb. Oh, do you know how to type? All right. Okay, who dumb? Can you write one of these 300-page books in 5 days? Praise be to the Lord. The Lord will give you what you need when he tell you to do something. He gonna give you the tools now. Now, I ain't bragging to you. I'm giving all glory, honor, praise to the Lord. Because I don't look like what I've been through. And guess what? You ain't got to look like what you've been through. But right now, you looking like what you've been through. Because you don't know who to call you. And so understand this right here now. God bless you. God bless you. I got to get ready to go. Now, listen. I hope... I'm going to leave this here video up because it's a long thing. And it's a message that I feel a lot of people probably need. So I'm going to leave this up. So I don't know if I'm going to shoot no video tomorrow. But God bless you. We'll talk soon. Oh, make sure you get on over to Tony Gaskins Academy now to get the course Moving On. All right, that's on there. And for those of you who have not and now this here relationship you was in, go to relationshipcredit.com and just fill it in to see what your score was. This here 30-year-old you dealing with. Go on in there and fill it out in relationshipcredit.com. You ever want to take the test again, just go back in and just type in your email again and hit try it, and you can do the test over again. Because sometimes you select the answer, but it don't actually get selected, and so you ain't get no point value for that question. So make sure when you select your answer on relationshipcredit.com that it actually get put into the box before you hit next. It is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll talk soon.